What's up? Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully you're having a great day. What's up, great people? PC Mike here with another Bitcoin video. Obviously, I'm bringing you both Monday and weekly overview. Weekly, we really don't have much to add. For 1 week, we literally consolidated there, so we're still there. But I'll mention the weekly quickly, and then I jump into my daily analysis for Bitcoin. Over the week, as you guys could see, let me bring this chart. Hello. All right. Okay, so as you guys can see, we came here. All right, we came here, and this is Binance chart. Binance. This is funny. Binance shows me a double top. Now let's take a look at the same thing on Bybit. On Bybit. On Bybit. Bybit shows something like this, as you guys can see, a little bit weaker, and this one shows me something like this. This is a future, a perpetual future contract. It showed me something like this. So we wonder which one of these are the one, and every one of these have their different, you could have different, I forget the word, but you could have different reading on it. Okay, so this shows like, okay, we grab the liquidity of this. This shows that this is getting weaker. That's why we couldn't come up. This shows that this is a double top. I don't know which one is valid, but hey, all of them just showing that we're gonna go down, and this looks valid enough for me. I might actually get rid of this future contract, but anyway, so right here we are at this area. We grab the liquidity, and with this move we could come all the way back down. As you guys can see, I've talked about this pattern in great length, and if we go to daily, we could see that it's doing a beautiful bear flag. I should probably bring this one. No, this one. Yeah. We could see it's doing a beautiful, beautiful bear flag right here, right? And the bear flag is at its very low, and we know that when we do, something like this, then we go high, we come back up, then we come at this candle. We're not gonna go inside its wick, meaning we just cleared the high of this candle, we filled this volume imbalance, and then it comes down. This indicates that it's gonna go lower. All right, at least the pattern that I know, especially on daily, this indicates that we're gonna go. Where are we gonna go lower? It's a whole nother story. So based on Fibonacci, I would say 618 is a perfect place to go, 32,225. If not there, I would say around 695, which is 30,000, right? So, but in order to, have this kind of move, we still have some volume imbalance and liquidity to fill and grab to the downside. So it has to be a good, strong move. But we could also see a possible catastrophic drop. That's something else. Capitulation till here, till this area, which is 30,000, something 30,000, 30,000 flat. It is a navy blue line, which I think it's an important line. At least for me, it comes from here. That's an important line for me. So I think we could just remove all of this move with just two candles and come here, and this will then indicate complete reversal happens. And if we lose this, then come around here. I would say if we lose 28.4, then it's over for the whole move. Obviously, until we lose 25.1, I would say we're not that bearish. But uh, upon, sorry, hiccups coming. Upon losing this one, I think Bitcoin is getting weaker and weaker and weaker. I mean, we have to take it level by level. This whole thing could change. Talking about weekly overview, right? This could, this retracement could happen over the week. All right. Okay. Now on the other chart, we're still talking about the weekly overview, and in here we could see that, and this is the big rising broadening wedge, as you guys know. So people are gonna ask me like, okay, what happened if you're wrong? What happened if this is not bearish and we're gonna go high? Well, obviously we do have this dashed line to take first, right? And this is again a midline of this momentum candle. Obviously, this momentum candle is not as big as that momentum candle over the week, but we could essentially touch this. And once we take this out, then I would say we could see 40, we could say touch into the trend line. 43,500 and something, 43, 44, give it a take, and this trend line comes all the way from this wick right here. All right, and we'll see if it's valid or not. Here it was valid. It played a support, and then it played a rejection, and that was a big rejection, by the way. This rejection came all the way here. Now, will we hit here and then get rejected completely, or this will hold and I'm sorry, or we will not even go here and we'll get rejected from here. Obviously, this pink line is showing a big bearish rejection here. As you guys could see, we do have a double bottom. I'm sorry, a double top right here, and this move again came and cleared this liquidity. This looks very bearish. Now, if we go to take the look at the liquidity, and then we take a look at Dixie, and then we talk Monday, just today. First of all, most of the funding rates are going bearish. They're going red, all right? Maybe on Binance, we're still neutral, but most of it is red. So keep that in mind. Give me a second here. All right, let's take a look at the liquidity with the getter. I talked about the funding, right? So liquidity on one day, I always uncheck these two because they don't matter. All right, so to the downside, 34,100, there's 266 million. To the upside, 36,000, there's 296 million, right? Now, again, this is Binance OKX Bybit. So cumulative liquidation, long liquidation, to 34,000 is 779, and this is daily. I would like to go a little bit lower to 3,800 somewhere. It's getting to a billion. So we could see a wick coming around here. The 36,000 is 941 million. So we could come to grab this liquidity too, but let's not fool ourselves by thinking that we're gonna go up because there's more liquidity to the upside, right? That's not true. We could say that we could stop if we come up, we could stop around 36,000, but and the whole pool, it's 1.13 billion. To the downside is 1 billion, very close to each other. Now let's take a look at this at 7 days. 7 days around 33,000. 417. We got 1 billion only on Binance, and these are only 50 and 100x leverages. To the upside, around 36,343, 42, we have around how much? 800 million. So to the upside is bigger. I'm sorry, to the downside is more than to the upside. And we're talking about a week, 7 days, right? That was Binance only. Now let's see. Now, what am I doing here? First of all, Jesus. All right, so 32,460, 32,460, a little bit higher, somewhere around here. So there's 3 billion over 1 week to grab. All right. Now to the upside, around 36,000, it's 1.78 billion cumulative short liquidation leverage. So the whole pool around 32,000 is 3 billion, 3.63 billion. The whole pool around 30, let's say 38,000, since we mentioned the two, is 2.62 billion, somewhere around that. So essentially over a week, we got more liquidation to the downside, right? Now, this heat map is 12 hours. Let's take a look at the 12 hours. We do have a big liquidation cluster here, which is probably that 12.31 million that it says here. So there's a possibility we could come and grab this liquidity on London time maybe today and then push it back down. We'll see what happens. I don't really want to talk about the market times and what happened. And this one, there's a 37.33 million right here, like this big cluster. We grabbed everything, below it, but we didn't hit this. And there's another cluster here, which is 0, which is 32 million. So we could essentially come all the way to this, 35,571, 35,599 to be exact. Now this one is 3 days, as you guys can see. So the 3 days to the downside, we see some spreaded long buy orders. So Bitcoin might come here and fill all these orders and get, liquidate a lot of people too. So there's 150 million, the biggest cluster. I don't think any of these are the 150 million. I think it was this. Yeah, it was this that it has been taken out. And again, and here I think the biggest cluster, it shows that 270 million. This is 3 days on 3 exchanges: OKX, Bybit, and Binance. I think it was this one, which it was this one, and we got some 220 million on one cluster. I mean, these two clusters together are 400 million, so they're around 34,000 flat. So we probably could come and grab this to the upside. We really don't have much on 3 days. Now let's look at the 1 week on Binance first. Now we could see the amount of spread liquidation, spread out buys in here that we could get. So 529 million, only one cluster, guys, and it's obviously this cluster. So that is it. And this one, 765 million, only one cluster. Again, the tree exchange is going to be around this one right here. As you guys do have a lot of liquidation to the downside. What's going to happen today? We'll get to wait and find. Now, let me open my TradingView program one more time. Talk about this. So now we know where our liquidity lies. Let's talk about our one. Go into 1 hour. So 1 hour right now, we could see that Bitcoin really does not look well, right? Uh, Initially, I thought this is a sweep. This was a sweep, and I said we're gonna come and sweep this on my stream. I said that, but then what happened is we swept this, and then we came back up and swept this. So this was the sweep. Sweep the low, sweep the high, make your move. Now I've talked about this probably a long time ago. 3 leg moves: go down, go high, and then complete your main move, which is to the downside. Or start going up first, start going down first, and then complete your move to the upside. But this one is down, up, and probably down. But I remember there was a couple of times that it was like this: down, up, a little bit pullback, then up again. All right, on the 3 leg moves. So that's a possibility too, but I really doubt we're gonna go anywhere far. There is only one liquidity, sell side liquidity volume imbalance right here to be filled, right here to be filled. So yeah, we could come and wick this to clear the liquidity completely and then completely come back down. When we come back down, the first thing we have to mention, obviously, is this. I mean, there's a small volume imbalance here. I think this will be the initiation of a big dump. This right here when we lose this. All right. But the most important part is this one. And you guys could see how we were holding this above the rectangle, the higher rectangle. Every time we touched it, we bounced back up. This was the heavy bounce that happened here. And this shows that a lot of strong players came into play right here. And then when we wanted to come back down and retest it, they didn't let it. They pushed it back higher, as you guys could see. Now, question is, did they get the profit they wanted? Did they close? Are they still defending this and all that? But we'll have to see. But I think if we come down, we're gonna probably come here, 33,893. I'm still rooting for this. And after that, then I would say, yeah, there are some volume imbalance right here, right here. But I think this is the big one, right? This is the big that we have to have our eyes on it. This coincides with the uh, golden pocket that I've talked about. The golden pocket is in this midline, and we could essentially come back down and hit this midline today. I would say if Bitcoin is very bearish, hit here and then start consolidating here for like 1 or 2 days, then come back up and liquidate everybody who had late shoulders and everything uh, all the way back to the initial of the move. We don't know where the initiation is, but we do know that this looks like it wants to come down, right? Um, I don't want to talk about what happened if we hit this, if we hold, or what happened if we hit this and we hold. Um, so if we fill all of these, the only place that could hold Bitcoin, and I would say this could come into play right now, I'm saying it, I might change it later, is 28.3, 28.4. So yeah, that's where I think it's maybe, if we lose that, then, some hopes are gone. Some hopes are gone. And then if we lose 25.1, let me show you guys on this chart. 25.1, this bold line, not this. Where's my bold 25.1? Where is it? Seriously. All right, it was on this chart, guys. It was on this rising broadening wedge. 25.1. If we lose this, I would say that it's over for Bitcoin. And like the bull is completely done, the bullish sentiment, okay? But right here, as you guys can see, even on this rising broadening wedge that I showed you before, we do have it's showing us this area, which is a good area to stop for the first try that we go down. So um, back to this, I would say if we are very strong to the downside, we could just slice through all of these and hold here. Let me just show you the golden pocket. This is a golden pocket right here, 32,277. And what is this? 33, no, not this one, 32,000. It's not 277. The 277 is essentially a little bit higher, but still is in this vicinity, if that makes sense. Now, yeah, I don't want to really talk about the upside. I would say we might grab this, but I'll cover the upside. So this sell side liquidity was a little bit wider in range. It was from here, but then once we touch this and we made this, so the sell side liquidity is now a little bit smaller. So essentially, if we take this down, there's a very small chance that we hit this green dotted line, this green dashed line, and if that happens, then we could come again and touch the midline of this, which is essentially a double top. Going above this, then obviously we could see a leg up to 38K. About it, I don't want to go detailed into it. That 38K would be the mid of a momentum candle on day. So with that being said, guys, I've talked about everything. Let's just take a look at Dixie and SPX and everything else. So Dixie is going down after this breakaway gap. It's going down and kind of consolidating here. We wanted 104 from here. That didn't happen. It consolidated a little bit more, but right now it's coming down. So I think once we hit this, maybe I just remove SPX. Hold on. So SPX, guys, we when the war started, we had 2 weeks of sell. I mean, we were selling before that, but when the war started, the sell picked up a little bit faster. But then after 2 weeks, we essentially came all the way back, or we recovered most of the dump. Most of the dump. We stopped here. We grabbed some liquidity. And let me just show you guys in daily that we could see that this breakaway gap, 1, 2, and then 3 gaps here. So with this week that's coming, and on the 1 hour, we could see that it's showing a top sign here. So we could see again right now a breakaway maybe to the upside, go a little bit higher, then come back down, or a breakaway to the downside, starts filling this gap. We could stop anywhere here. I don't want to go into it. I would say we might stop here at this area and then, consolidate around here a little bit and then continue to go lower. Same with NASDAQ. I've talked about NASDAQ that it had to regain this yellow line. This line was important, but then it crashed completely down, but it regained it after all. And right now it's holding above it. This could be just a liquidity gap around this area, and then they may want to push it even lower. That being said, just to conclude, uh, the weekly overview, not the weekly overview, my Monday analysis, is that I think Bitcoin has a very slim chance to come up here and grab this, okay? But could make a good decent move to the downside at the least around this area today. And if it wants to do it, it could come here, but I would say this area is where I hope Bitcoin comes. Uh, but but before we get here, we have to lose this. So when we get into this, especially that 33,890, 32,800 and something, this is where I might open a long or a scalp side. We'll have to see. But lose this, then gain then come here. Don't lose this, then play around here much more. Thank you guys for watching. I'm streaming on Kick too. Please come and join me and help me, do whatever we could get. We could trade scalp together. Again, thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay green. Sorry for the long video, and until next time, ciao.